This week's episode of the multiple award-winning Here For It podcast is brought to you by Hope. I almost lost hope in the future of this tired-ass country. Remember when Obama was running and the slogan was hope? And we were like, what? We can have hope in this country? It was the calling card of Obama's election and re-election campaign. Now that we have a black woman on the ticket to run this country, I see a glimmer of hope. Finally. So let's keep hope alive and register to vote. I know there are a lot of people out there that don't believe that their vote counts and that the election is going to be rigged anyway, and this conspiracy theory and that conspiracy theory. But whatever conspiracy theory you believe, you should still go and place your vote for the very first black woman vice president. I don't give a fuck if you don't care about Joe Biden. I don't give a fuck if you think that Kamala Harris is this or is that. We have a black woman running to be the second most powerful black woman in the world. That should be enough for you to just go vote for her. So, this week's episode is brought to you by Hope. Not the Nene League's version of Hope. You can go talk to Hope.
Maybe you could convince Hope.
Maybe you can convince Hope. Apparently, it's the same thing, because maybe I can convince some of y'all to go vote, because some of y'all ain't going to vote anyway and then complain for the next 4 years.
My name is Ronald Matters. Follow me on the internet at Ronald Matters and, of course, ronaldmatters.com.
I am the Superman, TheeSupaman, aka lover of wet ass pussy. I'm gonna get there. BKA the explicit version of podcasters, and this is Here For It podcast.
Our icebreaker this week is to listen to Wet Ass Pussy 10 more times. Streams.
Please. I mean, if you would like your spirit to feel better, go over there and stream Wet Ass Pussy 10 more times, because I know that's helping me. Helping me a lot. Yeah. Let's go there. What I'm gonna say is,
oh, here we go, Lord.
I cook and I clean, but I did more than that to get this ring.
You wash your legs. Show a little leg.
Well, you gotta wash a couple more things if you want to get a ring. You gotta wash all kinds of things. So I'm gonna say that first. I think the song is a great song. I think the video is a great video. I really wish that we could have gotten the explicit version of the song to the video. Like, give us both. Like, you can put the safe version, quote unquote, the safe version on YouTube, and then give me the explicit version on Vimeo, the other platforms that I got to pay for.
Daily Motion.
Whatever.
Because YouTube isn't the only digital platform that counts for the streams for Billboard.
Right.
But I'm sure she didn't want to mess up her relationship with YouTube, because this was, this one ain't the one for y'all, YouTube. So maybe she could have went to Vimeo. I think Vimeo does. There are other platforms that count towards the
Vimeo
streams.
Does explicit shit all the time.
Well, I don't know if it counts for the Billboard, but Cardi is all about the Billboard. So yeah.
I'm gonna leave that sympathy and payola joke alone. I loved it. I think Megan Thee Stallion did exactly what Megan Thee Stallion was supposed to do. I am absolutely here for how angry they have made heterosexual men in the world. CeeLo Green, please have several seats.
Is he in your notes? Or what did he say? Because I don't know.
We'll start there. All right. So CeeLo Green was basically saying that uh, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion are making music that is not morally conscious, like CeeLo Green has made morally conscious music before. That was the joke. Um, and that's what sparked all of the people looking up everything that has been going on with CeeLo Green,
The
including
rape
him
charges and
raping someone, being charged, and well, he wasn't convicted of the rape. He pled no contest and got parole for the rape, but that's basically saying we know you did the crime, but we can't prove that you did it.
or he just got good lawyers in jail.
Basically, right. Um, so CeeLo Green and the niggas like him policing out because every time Uncle Luke come on, y'all don't have nothing to say. Y'all have not a word. Every time Big Sean say something about his dick, no words. Every time anybody, any other hood nigga in hip hop industry, in rap industry, has said anything about their dick, no words. These two women have come out and said, my pussy is wet, wet ass pussy. Talked about their wet ass pussy, and now y'all have something to say? Please go sit down. Please go sit down. Um, the other thing with that one is Megan Thee Stallion. We have to stand. We have to stand. Megan Thee Stallion has collected almost all the Infinity Stones of bad bitches to collaborate with. Name a bad bitch that you should collaborate with. It's is it 4 Infinity Stones? 5 Infinity Stones.
Well, Rihanna's left, but I think she's saving
Rihanna's the
Rihanna
only
for
one
the
left.
album.
That's the
Rihanna's. I think she's putting Rihanna on the album because
got to.
Rihanna's got to be on the album. So I think, yeah,
Got to. The only one that is missing is Rihanna. And when she get Rihanna, she will have completed the Infinity Gauntlet. And she
yeah.
don't have her whole first album out yet.
And so like with Rihanna on there, the budget. I don't know what 1501 gonna do, or will she finally be done with that lawsuit where she can get the budget for the Rihanna video, or maybe Rihanna's like, girl, when you leave that label and y'all get through arguing about that contract, call me. And maybe just Rihanna just don't want to be involved with the drama with the lawyers. I don't know.
Well, at this point, Rihanna don't want to be involved with music. So, uh,
Write that
thank you
down.
guys. So, I guess that was our icebreaker.
No, do you have another? I want to do another one. Let's do another one.
Uh, yeah, we'll get there. But I want to make sure that we say thank you guys so much for supporting this ghetto ass podcast. If you would like to see this gay black podcast continue, please get over to our Patreon right now. The link will be in the description. We have Patreon news coming up very, very soon about what we are doing with all of the wonderful funds that you guys have given us to support this podcast. And so if you would like to continue to support gay black causes, please get over to our Patreon right now.
Meow. And use our hashtag here for it hive when discussing the show on the internet. We are looking, lurking, and responding to select comments.
Yeah,
So,
because if you say something hateful, then I'm gonna show up. And
so
some of
yeah.
y'all know that, and they know that, and they be like, "Well, I just want some attention." Okay, all right.
I'm like, girl, get a vibrator. I think they're mad because Amazon Prime, they went up on the rates, but then the delivery slowed down. It's not 2 days no more for everything.
Oh yeah, I'm finding that out. Our word of the day, WERD, is FOMO.
Fear of missing out.
There you go. See, you
Okay, yeah.
I
Yeah, I
I
got fear of
know it.
missing out right now because this girl done checked in down to the Tulum. She done booked her ticket for
Tulum?
Africa. Huh?
What's Tulum?
Mexico.
Oh, okay.
And so now she was posting last night or the night before last. Well, if all these cases are going up, how come the hospitalizations and the deaths aren't going up? I believe the media is blah 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 blah. Maybe because the hardworking ass nurses and doctors and scientists are doing better at finding ways to. Ooh, I want to use a big word. subjugate,
Mitigate. Mitigate.
submitigate. Okay, that's a
Mitigate.
big word. It's a big word right there. Mitigate damn death. You
Okay.
know what's going on now? The girls are long-term survivors. They got Facebook groups, and the girls have brain fall. The girls got organ failure and organ damage, and they're not out here dying because the goddamn healthcare professionals are getting better at fighting the damn pandemic. But you know what they also are begging to do? This weekend I watched the NBC News clip. They have one trauma center in the whole state of Mississippi. The damn nursing director will y'all please stay home? We are so tired. Will y'all please stay at home? Y'all are not taking this serious. Please stay. Like she just
We
said
all
it so
stay home so we can go home at some point.
and y'all talking about some the damn media is lying. No, the media is trying to goddamn give the damn healthcare workers a goddamn platform so y'all can see how fucking tired and exhausted they. Imagine going to work since March and every day been a 12-hour day and every day is ICU level patients on damn level 5 trauma. Imagine being a nurse who go, I bitch, I
And
quit
then
nursing.
and then half of them coding, and coding means about to die to
Yeah.
our medical people out there.
These goddamn healthcare and you saw some you checking in at Tulum and the media line and you on your way to Guantanamo Bay or wherever the hell you go. That's
Not
where you need to
Guantanamo Bay.
go.
Guantanamo Bay
That's
is
where you
jail.
need
That's where
to
she need
go.
to go. Is jail. Yes. Guantanamo Bay is jail.
That's where she needs to go.
She need to go to jail. Yes.
You're going to jail that
Period.
way.
Okay. So that okay.
Oh, that
Well
took a
that
whole left turn. Wow.
so our word of the day, FOMO, FOMO, is an acronym meaning fear of missing out. My beautiful husband got me hip to this term because I had no idea of the term before. Uh, the term has been popular via Twitter because it's talking about the trauma of people who are still in a form of quarantine versus the kids that are out here partying and traveling like nothing is going on. So the fear of missing out is getting to people that are perceived to be doing what is necessary to be safe during a pandemic. And what is safe is quarantining yourself away from other people, having minimum exposure, wearing a mask, washing your hands, uh, not doing the fucking most, and actually acknowledging that we are living in a pandemic right now. And so those people, me, self included, have a fear of missing out because we are seeing that everyone else don't live the same life. Everyone else
Yeah.
is like, fuck that. I'm going to brunch. I'm going to the orgy. I'm going to the Mexico. mm, I'm going everywhere. Um, mm, I'm going to the house party. I'm going to the set. I'm going to the kickback. So all of these people are doing all of these things, and we're seeing it, and we're like, am I really missing out? Because shit, I'm trying to be safe and be a good citizen. Meanwhile, these other people are saying fuck it. So the fear of missing out.
Yeah, and then the next week the damn nightly news talking about some 14 people went to a kickback and now they all quarantining. I don't got time.
Yeah, the other part of the fear of missing out is I think the science piece that maybe one day we'll know is some people, I don't want to say are immune, but harder to infect at this point because they have done everything possible to be COVID-19 possible,
Positive.
COVID-19 positive. Like they have done it all, and they still are not. This either they are asymptomatic and not being tested, or they just not catching the shit at this point. Because I'm like, wait a minute, you went to do this, and you went to do that, and you went to do this with all of these people, and you still ain't got coronavirus. How you ain't got coronavirus? You should have coronavirus.
But you got FOMO.
And I got FOMO. Word of the day. So um, it'll be a diagnosis at some point. Right now, it is our word of the day. WERDG Zus. Um, Last week we talked about demon semen. Uh, I would encourage some of you that have not listened to that episode to get on over there to listen to that episode. We had some great conversations surrounding demon semen. This week I am going to talk about a uh, heterosexual fave of y'all's. Um, this is not going to be popular, but I don't say things to be popular. I say things to be informative and enlightened somewhat sometimes. Kev on Stage. Kev on Stage is a popular YouTuber and an alleged comedian. And when I say alleged, I mean exactly what I said. Alleged comedian. Um, I think he's funny sometimes.
I think he has good points.
I think he's funny sometimes.
It's okay to enjoy a person and they just be wrong about this. Is that possible?
Yeah, but he real wrong about this though.
So you're
Yeah.
just gonna discredit his whole little internet career because whatever he's wrong about this week.
Yeah, his little radio show. I can discredit his little radio show on my little radio show. So sure can. Um, he did a Zoom interview with a young woman who identifies as a former stud. Former stud meaning she's a lesbian that is somewhat masculine presenting.
We know what the study. Oh well.
I
No,
want to
no,
make sure.
no.
I want to make sure I said what I said and it was conveyed. Apparently, she has been delivered. And by delivered, I mean she no longer says that she's a lesbian. She is now reverted back to quote unquote being a heterosexual. Um, he got a shitload of backlash for doing the interview with this woman because he is very, I don't want to say, he's very, no, he's not spiritual. He's Christian. He's very religious.
Uh-huh.
I figure I'm spiritual. I believe in a God. I don't believe in religion. He is very religious. He believes in the Christianity religion, like fully.
The book and all that.
Yes. Um, so he got a lot of backlash for posting the video and having the conversation with this former stud and quotations former stud. And he is continuing to get comments about the video, even though he deleted that video on his newer videos and even some of his older videos because some of his followers, supporters, fans are very staunchly religious and can't believe that he was having this conversation with this stud.
Okay, so did he do something wrong or say something, or are you getting there? Because all I'm hearing is the video exists and the girls are mad.
No, the video no longer exists. He deleted the video.
Okay, so
He deleted the video because his following was so anti what they were talking about. They were talking about uh, being religious and finding a way back to heterosexuality.
So not that he said something wrong, and so now he needs to apologize and he'll grow from it. There is none of that. The girls are just mad that the interview happened at all. So I guess they're saying
it's two wrongs. It's two wrongs that I'm addressing. Okay. Kev on Stage was wrong and stupid for recording this video and pretending that somebody is backsliding for being a lesbian. So yes, he is wrong for that. That's not even what his followers were dragging him for. His followers were dragging him for how dare you even talk to this woman and create this content of a lesbian now being a heterosexual. But so both of them are wrong. I'm not saying either. I'm not picking either. I'm saying both of them are wrong.
Okay. Well, the first point you can keep that point over there. But I'm like, I don't see that because that is actually happening. I mean, that's how we got Andrew Caldwell, the I Am Delivered.
But
that's all the girls are doing. The girls are doing that. The girls are doing that. So I mean, like, if he's covering religion and he's got a little weekly radio show on episode 81. This week he's covering a reformed homosexual. I mean, like that is a popular topic and people are talking about that. Now, the people being mad about it, I think it's great that the people are mad about it. Do something besides being mad at me about it. Do something besides being mad at me about it. Because I'm only covering what's going on in the world. I mean, like, but I mean, the girls build you up and then they tear you down. So y'all build him up to be this big old platform, and now he's covering what's going on in the world. Now he's wrong for covering what's going on in the world. So I cool.
You really so do you believe that people can no longer be gay?
Well, for me, being homosexual wasn't a choice. It was not a.
That's
It
the
was
point.
like
That's the point. That's what I'm
I
saying.
was
It's
just
like
gay, bro. I'm just gay, bro. But where this person is in their life and they're still living in the flesh, they're still right here on this earth with us, broadcast live from the Zoom. They are in their journey of I think this is the way I want my life to go. This I think I like this for my life, and then maybe if they decide to go back to being a lesbian, I can't judge them for that where they are in their journey right now. So Kev on stage did an interview with this woman with where she is in her life right now and what she's been through. Now, whether she presents as a lesbian today, whether she identifies as Asian, I mean, you know, the girls be transracial too. So the girls, so
Transracial is not a thing. Do not let
what?
racial those
So
off you, y'all.
he's just doing an interview with this woman and where she is in her thing called life today. I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't, but you do. So yeah.
And for those children that can't take the fact that I'm still beautiful, suffer. I, I'm gonna leave that there. You pick it up when you want to.
Yeah.
The next story I have is NBC News has been doing a survey that found that 31% of Black LGBTQ respondents had their work hours reduced, and 18% became unemployed as a result of COVID-19. So when we are talking about the impact of coronavirus, and I don't mean to continue to come back to this point, we also need to remember that our community, the Black LGBT community, is impacted disproportionately a lot more than all of these other communities. So when we are pretending that it don't exist and going to the sets and the kickbacks and having a wedding engagement party with 30 people trapped in the house and nobody wearing a mask. Whew. Guess I had to get that on my spirit. That was petty.
I'm like, who had a wedding engagement? Will you send me the video so I can
Mm,
see if they
mm.
quarantine? And let's count how many of them is quarantining today. Like, she was there. She quarantining right now. Okay, she waited her test with us to come back.
Um, the survey found that from April to July, HRC have found that the respondents that were Black LGBT people fared worse than every other population that they even surveyed. So this coronavirus pandemic is impacting us, whether we want to believe it is or not. So to the people that are out there like, oh well, fuck it, I'm gonna live my life, quote unquote. I'm gonna live my life. It is impacting us more than it is impacting other people in the LGBT community, and that is still a subset minority. Um,
Especially with a lot of us working in HIV and community outreach for like housing and things like that. And then a lot of those nonprofits that we're working for, or even if we are felons because we've been sex workers or a lot of things that go on, we end up taking jobs lower paying jobs at like McDonald's and Starbucks and all that, and then they have to cut staff, and then they have to decide which girl is the best one to keep, and usually they don't pick us if we don't fit the culture. I think I talked about that
Yes, we did.
recently.
Yep,
If
we
we
did.
already didn't fit the culture, and we were just the we were the hire for the what's the thing they be hiring for?
Diversity.
There you go. And so, like, girl, right now I can't focus on the diversity hire. I got to keep my stock customers. So we end up losing our jobs at higher rates. In my opinion, I could see how that could
Well, in
be.
my expertise, I know that that is true because I've sat in those same meetings where those things were talked about. So that's not even an opinion; that is a fact.
Okay. Well,
The
I'm glad I'm
study
smart. Look at me, I'm smart.
the study says we know Black people are dying from COVID-19 at extremely alarming rates. Unfortunately, this new research shows Black people and Black LGBTQ people are suffering disproportionate economic inequities.
Mm.
From the HRC president Alfonso David. Um, they didn't have to do no survey for me to already know this.
Yeah.
Like this is obvious to me, but I wanted to make sure that we reported it on here because sometimes people don't listen to opinions. They want to see it on a website
Yeah,
or
they love being a statistic, like HRC statistic. I'll so look forward to that.
so. If you would like to go look up, if you would like to go look up the article, it is on NBCNews.com right now. Um, what has been entertaining me on TV has been Real Housewives of Potomac. What are your takeaways?
Black is king. 'Cause that's right.
We did that already.
Because bitch, I wasn't through. Because it is so crazy how the people are now tweeting and posting on social media. Wow, Real Housewives of Potomac is better than Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I guess Real Housewives of New York could be third, or Real Housewives of Orange County is fourth, or something they be tweeting. I don't even know who the third and fourth girls are, but Black is motherfucking king over there on the damn Bravo, and so they had better had a motherfucking race in America special because you know who bringing in all them goddamn viewers and entertainments and social interactions like I was just talking to you about in private. Them damn social interactions and all this shit that they getting. Real Housewives of Potomac and Real
Real
Housewives of
Housewives of
Atlanta.
Atlanta and Married to
So
Medicine. And so that's literally they pulled the stars from all the Black Real Housewives slash Married to Medicine franchises and did a whole special with them talking about relations going on today. You know who they didn't call? Vanderpump. You know who they didn't call? Rena. Uh, what's one of the New York? Oh,
them
is
girls.
Rena? Is Rena in New York?
I
I
think
don't know.
Rena is a Beverly
Beverly,
Hills.
a California girl. Who's a
Yeah.
New York girl? I don't know
I
any
don't
other New
know.
York girls. Uh,
But yeah, back to Real Housewives of
the
Potomac.
Countess. I know that's because that's what Wendy pointed out. The Countess, Countess Luann. Look at her. I know
There you
her.
go. Bam, you got one.
Got
You
one.
got a
You
point
know
on the board.
they didn't call none of them girls for nothing. We didn't ask none of their opinions about nothing. Now, truth be told, did we ask about any of these girls' opinions?
Woo, facts are facts, America.
I- hmm. Did I need to ask Candy what she thinks about rioting in the streets? No.
Huh? Okay, so back to Potomac. I think that they are really doing great with the Johns Hopkins lady. I really like her. She came in with the shade. She sat down. She was like, "I have met Karen," and so many times, and Karen keep acting like she don't know me.
I'm Karen. I'm Karen in this conversation because I happens to me all the time. I'm like, oh, we met. That's nice. I'm so sorry. And if you are one of those people out there and you're listening to me right now, I apologize. It is not in my character to be. I'm not trying to be rude. I literally just don't remember. I'm old. I'm old.
And plus, in a lot of these social settings, it be a lot going on. You meet a lot of people in one spot, and I just don't remember.
I don't.
But who are you chasing after this week?
Monique. Monique is my fave. Giselle had been my fave until Monique showed up, and then when Monique showed up,
Yeah.
and started chin checking the girls verbally, and now she's chin checking the girls physically.
We're
Hey,
not condoning violence here on Here for My Podcast.
I am. Because if a bitch got you fucked up, then fuck her chin up. I absolutely here for
Especially multiple times. I'm like, girl, I am at work. We're gonna fuck this job now.
it. Fuck and
I'm
I
at work.
literally think that's where she's going is saying fuck this job because like if you look at some of the breakdowns of like their season preview, there are points where after the fight, Monique has like broken down and saying, "Hey, maybe I don't need to be a part of the circle anymore," and I feel her. I feel like she might literally walk away from this show, which at this point, I understand. Your husband got millions and millions of dollars, and you got
Hold on.
babies at home and shit.
That's Monique, right? I thought
Yeah,
Candace was the
Monique.
one.
No, fuck
So okay, so you're for Monique. I'm trying to make sure
for
I'm
Monique.
for
Yes,
Monique. Okay. So but you don't want Monique to leave because Monique is the one sitting up crying, telling me she might leave the show. So
yes.
you
I
don't want
don't.
Monique.
I think she's great TV, but for her personally, if I was her friend, I would be like, oh yeah, go ahead and leave.
Take a
But
season off. Yeah.
for me, as not her friend, as somebody that's just watching, I want to see more Monique because she's beautiful, she's smart, she be on the right side of topics, and she'll fuck a bitch up verbally or physically.
And I know she tired of sitting down and having lunch with that goddamn the one to start the mess.
Giselle.
Yeah. Because the last episode, she said, girl, here we are having another lunch. And I'm like, oh, girl, I feel you, girl. Having another lunch with this girl. Trying. Put one foot in front of the other one.
Yeah. Again, it's good lazy TV. It doesn't require much thought, which is why I'm interested in it because there's a lot of things that do require a lot of thought, and sometimes you have to unplug and just watch something for entertainment. Like some of y'all watch the Love After Lockup shit. I can't get into that, but I understand why y'all do. Do you have any Love After Lockup notes?
I was going to say, because they're starting to get out of jail this week. They're starting to
See,
get out of
see.
jail. And then so the first thing Trey was, he was like, why is y'all still here? And he grabbed her hand and he went to the bedroom. He's like, bro, I waited. I had to go see my PO. I done did that. I done checked in at the halfway house or wherever they was supposed to be. They is all ready to hunch. Okay. I was like, I just can't even imagine 12 years locked up. Y'all talking some, hey, we would like to film your journey. You're about to film me deep in this puss. Hello. So I'm just excited for all of them this week. Getting out, getting their hair done and, you know, getting limos, and they've convinced this one girl rather convinced Trey to go by the steakhouse, get her some steaks to go, rent a limo, and come pick her up at the airport. And was she there? No.
You sound jealous.
I'm very angry because his card declined for the limo, and then he had to use another card. Bitch, you got me out here on TV being recorded, and my card declined, and trying to rent you a fucking limo, and your ass ain't even here to get in the fucking limo. Your ass ain't even on the goddamn plane to get to the limo. But Love After Lockup is great. Yeah.
So I encourage you guys if you need some things to watch to unplug from everything that's going on in the world. Uh, Real Housewives of Potomac and Love After Lockup.
Is there a Tamar Braxton update? I've been so scared. And I
Mm,
know that
mm.
this also on We TV, and like in the commercials, they be advertising the Get Your Life is coming up in September. And I was like, y'all should just stop advertising that and then just show it in September or wait till like the week before it comes out or something.
So
Because We TV is. Uh,
here's the deal: they spent a lot of money making this show for Tamar. That Tamar had been crying for years. I need a show. I need a show by myself. I could do it without my sisters. I could do this, blah, blah, blah. Crying for years to get her own show. And if you watch Braxton Family Values or even
Tamar
Tamar
Mix.
Braxton's Twitter, you know that she has
Oh.
been crying for a show by her goddamn self. She finally gets the show by herself. It shows her in a quote unquote negative light as Tamar feels. I think the problem with that is Tamar doesn't see the negative things about Tamar. Tamar does not see that she's over the top. Tamar does not see that she's bratty. Tamar does not see that she's narcissistic. Tamar does not see any of those negative qualities about Tamar. And I could continue down the list, but I'm not going to because I'm not here to beat up Tamar because I still love Tamar, like I said last week. But now seeing the show and seeing what it looks like to see herself fully and wholly, I think that's what made her gut check herself and say, I don't want this to come out. I don't. This looks too much like me. She had to actually see herself, and so I don't blame either party in the Tamar dispute because the showrunners at WeTV produced a show like they were supposed to. Like she asked them
Yeah, the
to. She
production
been
company for WeTV produced the show for WeTV. They had to sign a check and make a deal in a contract.
multiple
And
checks, all kinds of checks, spent a whole bunch of money on it. And you think because you're having a breakdown right now that we are just gonna throw our money away? I don't think that's how them white people gonna work that. I'm so sorry. I am very sorry to say them. That's not how corporations work. That's not how business works. They spent money to produce this. They are going to try to get as much money back out of that production as possible, whether Tamar likes it or feels good about it or not.
well, hopefully she can live tweet every week and talk about her opinion about the way it airs, which she's never had a problem telling how she feels about it. So maybe she could do that and get people on her side or prove her point for her fan base.
Or not. I think she's is like she's
You think
really.
she
I
just
don't.
wants to detach from it now? Because
Yeah,
would self
yeah.
care be detaching from? I don't want to
That
rewatch
would
what
be
I've done.
that would be her best self care is to not watch it. I think what pushed her over the edge was she has watched it. Like a lot of times once they've um
Put a
finished
couple
these things,
episodes together.
they send out the screeners. They send it
Yeah.
out to critics definitely, but the people that are in it, they will have watched the whole shit a
Mm.
lot of times before it even comes out on TV. And I think that was the problem was she started watching the whole shit and was like, "Oh, I really look crazy on this. Oh, and y'all really had me sitting next to Mona Scott Young. Oh, and I think that's one of the things that probably pushed her over the edge. We don't know because we're not in Tamar Braxton's house, and
Yeah.
even the people that was in Tamar Braxton's house and in Tamar Braxton's family don't even fully know the full story.
So prayers up for Tamar because those commercials come on in between Love After Lockup, and I just be like, cringe, cringe, cringe.
Yeah. Um. mm, let's go here. I've been waiting to go here, so GPS has told me to pull on up. One of my favorite topics on this show over the past, I guess it's been over a year now at this point, is Dragging Ed Buck. If you are a new listener, I encourage you to go back and listen to old episodes because I could spend another hour talking about why I am dragging Ed Buck and who Ed Buck is and who Ed Buck ain't. But I want to make sure that I highlight that this week a grand jury has indicted him again with 4 new felony counts in connections with the 2 black men that we know about. The indictments follow the previous grand jury charges from last October. He still is not scheduled to be in front of a judge until 2021, January 2021, for whatever reason that is. But I'm excited that he has 4 additional charges. Um, the additional charges are menial at best. Like the charges that y'all really need to be adding is manslaughter and first-degree murder. And none of the charges that were added were those. And so
Mm-hmm.
uh I'm excited that he got some more charges because that is only gonna help in putting him away, but I'm not excited because the charges were so small and weak. Like that's all you could come up with someone that has killed people, that has trafficked in drugs. Because when one of us just fucking jaywalks, you can find file goddamn charges when somebody jaywalking. How
And
you
they
find?
just shot up a car with 4 black kids in there, 9 years old, 12 years old, 15 years old. But y'all can't what? But y'all want to justify why y'all was shooting up a car with kids, black kids in it, but y'all can't justify why this white man done killed multiple black men.
Yeah. Um. So again, I am mildly excited that he has more charges. Um.
What was it? Something about traveling across state lines to engage in prostitution. I guess they're trying to. Because I watch a lot of these Netflix documentaries. So you gotta charge with what you are practically sure you can get away with. Well,
Yes.
you can get a conviction for. So
Hmm.
they're practically sure that they can get him
Convicted for these
convicted
small
for
crimes, but
traveling
not.
across
But
state lines for to engage in prostitution. They pretty much sure they can get him convicted on running a drug house. They're
small
pretty
drug
much
charges, not even big
and
drug
like
charges.
and so like even though he will get time, I can see how his lawyer is going to press for time served to
Hmm.
be counted towards whatever they give him.
And
And
that's why I have been
I,
saying execute his ass.
I
Get him the fuck out of here because the system is fucked. The system is trying to let him get away with murdering black gay men. And that is why I am going to say this until the day that I die. He needs to go away. He needs to be executed.
so when Kamala Harris was the top cop in California, she didn't believe in the death penalty. I just want to say that, and I know we're going to move on, but
One, you're a racist because you said Kamala wrong.
I
Um,
know I said it wrong. I was trying to enunciate each I was trying to be cute.
First off, put some respect on our next vice president's name, AKA 47, which is what Twitter has
Yeah.
named her.
I
And
was like, who
again,
is AKA 47? What the AKAs done did?
she's an AKA.
She is.
She is an AKA, and then also AKA 47, which would be the 47th
Oh
president.
Lord, the girl's about to go get shirts made. Here we go.
First off, we ordered the sign today, the lawn sign. I'm putting the lawn sign up. The lawn sign was ordered today. I'm not playing with
Yeah.
you girls. I'm not playing with you girls. The first female vice president, black female vice president. You think I'm gonna play with it? Nope. Sign is going up. The sign will
Well,
be up next week.
as previously stated, she did not believe in the death penalty. I'm just letting you know, because I know you didn't remember that part.
So no. Well, okay. No one is gonna be 100% knowledgeable of their full voting record. I don't know no one that is knowledgeable of any senator's full voting record, anyone's stances on every fucking political issue. But if y'all want to take these little small ass pop shots, have fun because
Huh? 4 more years of Trump.
I,
That is an
I just
option.
I am just I'm not
It's
I'm
gonna be on
tired.
the
I am
ballot.
beyond tired. I am beyond. Oh well, she didn't do this and she didn't do that. You know what she didn't do? She wasn't responsible for
The 1994 crime bill
165 fucking thousand dead people in this goddamn country.
in 6 months.
165,000, excuse me.
In 6 months, I'm like, wow.
So when you want to start comparing at these apples to these dead oranges, because it ain't even regular oranges, it's dead oranges over here, and then it's apples. So start equivocating properly.
There's also an orange recall going on right now. You guys make sure you go to Google and search for the orange recall. Lemons and limes are being recalled, and potatoes. Just
Back
side
to the
note.
main subject. Why you tried to take me out the game. Ed Buck. It's the Skeletor look for me. If you look at these new pictures, he showed up in the courthouse. He looked like shit.
It's
And
the
I don't
dementia
mean
for me.
uh, uh, It's the impoverished haircut for me. It's the envelope thin lips for me.
It's
Uh,
the
uh
he missed his doctor's office appointment for me because he
okay, he
desperately
missed
need a physician. He need a
all the
physician.
appointments. It's the what else do I see here? It's the bulletproof vest for me. Because y'all know one of us is liable to risk it all to take him out. I ain't gonna say no names. Um, hmm.
Convicted,
it's
but
the missing T cells for me. It's a lot.
you can't make HIV jokes.
I don't know his HIV status. I'm just saying it looks like he's missing T cells. That could be a lot of different diseases.
Okay, I'm just like, this is not an HIV joke. We don't do that. Okay.
Mm-mm. No, it could be a lot of different diseases. I'm just saying it looks like he's missing some. He's missing something.
He missed his date with the goddamn coroner.
Mm. If we execute him, he won't miss that date. Um, that is this week's Pep topic.
I need to listen to her for a podcast.
You do.
Woo!
Do you have anything in social studies? Because sexual health again this week is put your mask on and keep your dick at home. Keep your ass and dick at home. Still.
The song for my soul this week is
All right, we'll get there.
Beyonce, I Care, live. Pick a place, any place. Roseland, Coachella, um, where she was in New Jersey. There, yes, anywhere. Pick a place around the world. It's just something about the way Beyonce sings this song. It just make my soul just jump in my puss. It be a wet ass pussy when Beyonce gets to singing. But I was listening to the homecoming version
Mm.
of I Care. And then I remember there was like a producer that went to like the Full Sail University who was working with the sound engineers, and he had the isolated vocals of how Beyonce made her own voice sound like the guitar. And I watched that clip again, and I was just so like the work Beyonce put into this song. And Trade still ain't shit. I know you don't care too much, but I still care. And she put her whole ass and her wet ass pussy into that song. Just the runs, the stylings. B7 could never. Just it couldn't.
Oh, you mean B7 as in Brandy? Oh,
Girl,
because I was like,
it's number one on the independent album charts this
is
week.
it? Who's listening to that?
So Beyonce, I Care, live, anywhere, pick a place.
I'm sorry, Brandy fans. I'm sorry.
Things Beyonce did that the icon jumped out. The vocalist jumped
Do
out.
it ever go away? Because I mean, that's the other part.
The
If
girl
it
talking
don't
about
go,
some J-Lo couldn't see Beyonce in the vocal department. Oh no, they said Beyonce couldn't see J-Lo in the vocal department.
who
Then
said
somebody
that?
retweeted it and said that's because J-Lo is not in the vocal department.
Right. J-Lo not even allowed in the building. What do you mean? who who said that in the iconic words of Portia? Portia
Who
Willis.
had been saying that?
Who said that? Who said? Nobody said that. Who said that? Who
And
typed
then
that? Because I
like
know they didn't say
Terrell,
that with their mouth. Who typed that?
and then Terrell, he has his YouTube show where he have people come on and do song association. And so apparently the season 2 winner of Sunday's Best, a Black Woman, Amazing Voice, they posted the clip in the comments of her saying that she does the vocals for the chorus of "I'm about to sign you up so you can get right before the night is up. We can get." She said that is not J Lo singing that. That's her singing that, and she used that opportunity to propel her into other things, which is how she ended up winning Sunday's Best. And then somebody said, "Did J Lo ever sing anything?" So I'm about to say you must have get it right.
You know what J Lo did sing? I'm Jenny from the block. she felt that. Uh, moving on to real music.
The vocal department.
someone that is in the vocal department. In 2002, this amazing artist put out a great song that every time I hear it is very black to me. It just smells black. It feels black. It makes me feel black every time I hear it. I always think of just a oh, chocolate, sexy ass man every time I hear this song. You're right. See, you see how you felt it. You ain't
I'm
even heard
like,
what you haven't even heard what I was about to even say. See, you felt it. The sole defender of anything I fear, the baby conceiver, the make me believer, the joy bringer, the love giver. He is the dole increaser, the pleasure releaser, the hard knocks knower, without the scars to show her, the night school teacher, the good life preacher, the caretaker, the kiss craver. He is. All these words are only frosting on my cake. Okay, frosting on my cake. Um, he is everything, everything I want, everything I need, and so much more than I thought it could be. Girls, I gotta be the same for him. He is. He is. He is the soul injector, the heart protector, the soul defender of anything I fear, the baby conceiver. Let's stop right there. The baby conceiver. Woo! Mm. The make me believer, the joy bringer, the love giver. He is the dough increaser, the pleasure releaser. The pleasure releaser.
I like that pleasure releaser.
Woo! The pleasure releaser, aka um, the hard knocks knower without the scars to show you. He is by Heather Hetley.
Hmm.
Again, music department. She has a seat over there. Uh, in 2002, she graced us with that song. Every time I hear that song, that is such a black ass fucking song. Uh, I don't even know. Did I even know? I mean, I kind of like boys, kind of, but I didn't love them like that when this song came out. But this song just made me like feel like, black man, feels good. He is Heather Headley, song for my soul.
All right now. I'm trying to let your spirit come down. Sound like your wet ass pussy over there is acting
It's
up.
listen, listen. I have towels over here.
I need some more towels. I went to Target and forgot to get towels. I'm like, this big wet ass pussy. They ain't buy no towels. Ugh.
Mm,
Mm.
What are you
What
here
are you
for
here
this
for
week?
this week? Jinx. What are you here for?
Okay. Um, we have some of the lower courts have delivered two victories for trans Americans, lower federal courts. Um, I think it's notable because we don't get these all the time. But the U.S. Courts of Appeals, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the 11th Circuit, has upheld a ruling that the Florida School District was wrong to deny a trans male student access to the boys' restroom.
Hmm.
Yep. The ruling cited the Supreme Court's recent decision, which found that sex discrimination in the workplace includes discrimination based on sexual orientation and gender identity. The 11th Circuit Court arrived at that same reading. Um, and so we have two different courts that are affirming, two federal courts that are affirming trans students being able to use restrooms that they identify with. And I'm absolutely here for it because we've had to have this conversation the whole time that this whole podcast has existed. From the inception of this podcast, we were talking about the different bathroom bans because that was a thing years ago and continued to still be a thing until very recently. and may very well still be a thing. But we at least have the support of two federal courts that are acknowledging the illegality of telling someone that they cannot go to a restroom that they identify with. No one is telling you that you have to not be in that restroom because, oh, I'm scared of trans people. Nobody's telling you that. If you don't want to be in the restroom with a trans person, guess what? You ain't got to be in the restroom with a trans person. What the courts are now saying is it is illegal for you to discriminate against people based on their transness in regards to what restroom they can go in. And I'm absolutely here for it.
I remember what does that big basketball game happen like in March Madness? I think it happened in North Carolina, South Carolina, or something like that.
Yeah, North Carolina was the
And
crux of all the bathroom issues because, girl.
then the NBA was like, "Well, girl, we're not gonna have our game there if y'all gonna be anti like this." And then PayPal dropped out, said they were moving their headquarters, and then all this stuff was going on. And I was like, you know what? We could spend so much more money on investing in healthcare, insurance for everybody, so they can all go to the doctor and see to these mental health problems. Cause y'all motherfuckers is crazy. But that was good. I really like that. This week, the New York Times did a feature titled Portia in Protest. On The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Portia Williams is a glamorous goofball. In real life, she's become a crusader against police violence. And I was like, come on now, journalism. Journalism. It was a beautiful read that chronicle. Oh, I didn't do the byline of who wrote it, or the damn photographer. But it was a beautiful read that chronicled her time on Instagram from when she was watching George Floyd be murdered. She decided that she needs to get out and protest for that. For her being arrested with a felony charge, for demanding justice for Breonna Taylor, and just things of how she's honoring her family legacy. And to think that the same Portia, this time last year, her claim to fame was one, she didn't know what the Underground Railroad was, and two, that she had tried to rape Candy, or Candy tried to rape her, and it was all a scam or the scheme set up by Todd, whatever. And to see in the last 6 months how Portia's life has changed, and even the photos that accompanied the article, they had Portia in an all-white pantsuit, leaning against the street sign that was named Hosea Williams Jr.
After her
Northeast or
grandfather.
something.
Mhm.
hmm then they had her sitting on the steps with a really beautiful framed photo of her grandfather and all this, and it's like, wow, if Portia keep this up, I might have to stand. But I'm just gonna keep watching Portia for right now. But I'm really proud of Portia's story arc. She's come really, really far, and I'm here for it, Portia. And she was good in the Bravo's Race in America special. She was just, I'm watching you, Portia. Okay, I want more of this. You have to clap when you see something you like. So I'm clapping for Portia. Oh, let me put my iPad down. I'm clapping for you, Portia. I'm here for it. More of that.
I hope her baby happy. So now we have gotten to our favorite part of the podcast. If you are new here, it is now time for our last call. Please make sure that you pour yourself a shot of something potent. Most of y'all niggas is at home anyway, so you can drink and be
Hopefully.
fine. Yeah, you can drink and be fine. You'll be all right. And if you are at work, make sure you pour yourself a shot of coffee or tea or water instead, and continue to make your paper while you can.
You know,
So,
that's us. My last call. Um, the founder of Sister to Sister support group. It's a trans support group down to the Houston, founded by Mia Porter. And my friend Ian Haddock, who's the president of Impulse Group Houston, have joined together to form the Trans Ally Collective. And so right now, the Trans Ally Collective is working to arm trans women with stun guns, and they're currently doing their COVID relief. So make sure you check them out. Their 5-year plan is to accomplish competent medical and mental health care for trans persons in the Houston area. So shout out to transallycollective.org. Check them out. And if you're in Houston, try to go get a picture with their Protect Black Trans Women billboard that they have out there in these streets.
Pew,
So,
pew, pew, pew. These niggas got, well, I'd say niggas subjectively. These niggas and bitches, these folks, there we go, because that's the positive
FOLX.
word. FOLX. These folks got a billboard that says protect black trans women in a popular area, huge, big as fuck. We have to stand at least for that.
So, especially in Texas, in the South overall, it's just a lot going on down there.
Mm.
Protect the black trans women.
Um, I'm absolutely here for that. Let me just start with that because where I'm going is petty. Uh, it is, so that's why I wanted to make sure. So, in case y'all have to cancel us, please get over to our Patreon right now. You can cancel us right over there for at least $1 a month. I'm telling you that ahead of time before I say what I'm about to say. There was a man that died in a car crash. He, I ain't even gonna say his name because fuck him. He was identified by the Montpelier Police Department. Um, he lost control of his vehicle and crashed into a highway median, according to the report by the police
Yikes.
department.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
what a way to go. Ooh.
Yeah, and he died. Oh. Mhm. Um. So here's the deal. He defaced a Black Lives Matter um, mural. He again, if you don't know what some of these murals look like in these different states, they're popping up everywhere. They're Black Lives Matter painted on the street in big yellow letters.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So the big yellow letters in the street. So we had a white woman, Karen, like a couple weeks ago, that was out there with like black tar paint painting over it
Mm-hmm.
and actually painting in the lines.
Man.
Stupid bitch. You're just making Black Lives Matter actually black instead of yellow on the ground, but sure, that
Cool.
stupid bitch. Um, this stupid bitch that I'm talking about, who is dead, uh, he tried to spray paint over the letters and cover them with mud and dirt and oil, and um, painted the nearby sidewalk saying $400 million are gone and put it back, call Trump. No one knows what the fuck that means, but that's what
What?
I'm quoting the article. The article is in Newsweek. No one knows what the fuck that means. That's what he wrote. Um, I can only assume that he's trying to say like we spent so much money on these niggas and these causes and the money is gone because of that. And put the responsibility in Trump's hands and Trump will deal with it. Anyway, he's one of these crazy white
He needs to wear a mask.
nationalist
Um,
nut jobs.
he needs to wear a mask.
No, he don't. He's dead already.
Oops. I
He's
like
dead
this.
already. He don't need to wear a mask.
I don't
He's
want
dead
it
already.
being contagious and in the air. He needs to wear a mask. He needs to
Mm.
socially distance from the ground.
He's social distance from the earth right now. He's gone. He's gone. And I'm okay with that. And that's why I'm saying the same things about Ed Buck is sometimes we just have to be okay with some of these people leaving. You got to go. For the rest of us to like live a happy, uh less problematic as life. Some of y'all gotta go. People like this person that is out here defacing Black Lives Matter murals with dirt, mud, and spray paint, and then saying
His
incoherent
tires
shit.
needed an alignment. That's probably why he lost control of his
His
car.
mind was bad. His mind was bad. His mind needed an alignment. And you know what happened? God fixed it. He got an alignment. He is aligned with the universe now. He is no longer. And so that's
That's
why I had to
scary.
preface. No,
That's still a
we have to
crazy way
take
to go. Running into a median. Wow.
karma. Karma said, you know what you gonna fuck up things out here in the street. I'm gonna put you
And
out.
using earth to do it, mud and the ground and things I didn't create it.
You gotta go.
Wow.
So that's my last call. His name is Fred. I'm not gonna say his full name because fuck him. But
Now all the niggas named Fred out here. Nigga, it wasn't me, nigga. It wasn't me.
well, if you're alive and you able to defend yourself, then you know it's not you because this Fred is gone. This poor baby is he with the Lord or he with the devil. He ain't here no more.
Mm-mm.
And so that's my last call. I'm here for it. Y'all get out of here. Get out of here. We need less of these people around.
I keep forgetting. Okay. Um, Make sure you guys are following the show on the internet, hereforitpod.com, hereforitshop.com if you're interested in merch, hereforitlive.com expires in a couple of days. That's why I was like, I keep forgetting to rebuy it, Here For It Live. But I'm like, why? We're not going live nowhere, but can at least keep my name. So
Keep the
here
hope
for
alive.
hereforitlive.com. What else we doing? Make sure you guys are subscribed to us on Patreon. Patreon.com/, here for a pod will be in the description below if you would like to support us. Make sure you're using the hashtag here for it hive on social media when discussing the show. And child, after all that, what's my name? I don't forget. My name is Ronald Matters.
I am the Superman
I wasn't
TH.
done. I was doing a dramatic
Oh,
pause.
okay. We'll
I was doing a
continue to be
dramatic.
drunk. Okay. Continue to be drunk.
Make sure you guys go to the blog this week. I was talking about As I Am. It's a black LGBT film that just won down to the LA Film Award. So shout out to Vim Media and Anthony Bond. They've been working really hard for years. And so for this award win for his film As I Am that came out in December 2009, super excited for him. Make sure you guys support that. But anyway, my name is Ronald Matters. Follow me on the internet at Ronald Matters and of course ronaldmatters.com.
I am the Superman TheeSupaman, aka the retired Fat Rabbit Killer. I don't know if y'all saw.
I was gonna say, can we discuss? I thought that was gonna be in the notes because
It's a minor subject, and
it,
I really wasn't gonna go there, but
is there a whole film? Of course, there's a whole film somewhere,
of course there.
um, and it's probably you know. So why do you guys like that kind of stuff? I'm not judging. Just asking because he be fucking too rough. And now look at my sister. She need an appointment, and you can't do telehealth with that. No, you can't do no telehealth with that.
She need more than one appointment. No shade. Again, this is not shade, but medically speaking,
Yeah, as a nurse.
I'm no longer licensed, but I'm just saying from what I can see. The prolapsed situation that is going on over there is not going to be healthy in the long run. Is she going to be okay today? Yes. Tomorrow? Yes. Fine. Cool. But in the long run, my okay. Do I have to? Okay. So the whole story is not even the whole story because I wasn't there, so I don't know the whole story. But
you just know the OnlyFans angle.
I only
OnlyFans
know the
at this
clip.
point.
I didn't even watch the whole video. I only know the end clip. The
Damn.
end clip is of notorious Twitter sex worker slash
Mm-hmm.
sexual assaulter because he was accused of
Mm-hmm.
sexual assault, and we talked
Y'all
about it.
still supporting R. Kelly. Mm-hmm.
Mm. Um, he was fucking this girl, boy.
Okay, a psychological grah.
Yeah, we're not misgendering someone. We just
No,
say she, and we be meaning
lovingly.
sometimes. But he was fucking this person, and he was fucking them out of 2020. Like this person could see 2021 the way that Fat Rabbit Killer was fucking this person, this boy in his ass. And once Fat Rabbit Killer pulled his dick out, uh, he also pulled out the rest of this person's asshole. Like this whole person's asshole had completely collapsed from the fuckation that
Ew.
happened to him. Not only did it collapse, it also squirted out some yellow ish, white, creamy ish
Probably because
substance.
his body's mucus was trying to protect him.
Help him, trying to help him. His body was like, girl, I'm struggling. I'm in need. Can you help me? Can you help me? In the words of Usher.
I
And
was like,
we supposed to have already been ended this podcast, but that's what happened to one of our sisters on the timeline. I don't even know who the bottom was. I think the bottom is also a sex worker who does OnlyFans on Twitter. And again, none of this is to shame neither him nor Fat Rabbit because I don't think either
but
of
that
them.
medical situation, we're just talking about the medical
Yes,
situation.
I,
The
I, I
medical
don't.
situation.
I don't think either of them should be ashamed of doing sex work. So I want to make sure that I said that before y'all try to cancel us. And again, if you would like to cancel us, please get over to the Patreon link in the description below. But this is not to shame them, but this is just things that we see. So what had happened was after the video was posted and people saw it again, I guess Fat Rabbit Killer felt very accomplished
Y'all
by
like a wet ass
destroying his
pussy.
ass.
This will show y'all a wet ass pussy.
Oh, well, it wasn't that goddamn wet because if it was wet, it wouldn't been outside of his ass. Um, he felt very accomplished because he posted the clip. I don't know if the bottom up posted the clip or not, but once the clip was posted, Twitter got a hold of it and was like, "Girl,
Uh,
there might be something wrong because half of your asshole is like laying down your thighs. It's like
Drop
falling
him off
out."
at the urgent care. I don't think he can do an Uber back to the house. He don't need the urgent care. The urgent care can't help with this. He needs some urgent care, but not here.
No, he needs to be in ICU, but the ICU beds is full with coronavirus. So thank you guys so much for listening to Here for a Podcast this week. We really appreciate it. We
You are AKA the who? You said the old fat rabbit? Something the who?
not the
I,
old one.
I don't know. I don't
They're
be making.
retired. I no longer kill fat rabbits. I used to kill fat rabbits.
Okay.
Not like that. Because he killed
Okay.
fat rabbits differently. He killed fat rabbits and they can't come back. Like the fat rabbits I killed, they still walking around. They might hobble a little bit, but they all right. Thank you guys again so much. We appreciate you. We will see you guys next week.
Scovy. Or
Please take whatever sexual precautions you need to take because it might be prep, it might be Discovery, it might be wearing a mask, it might be abstinence. Take whatever sexual precautions you need to make sure you can stay here on Earth as long as you can. The revolution will be televised. Shout out to Kamala Harris. Bye.